I'm Dan Brook, Operations Manager for Dubai and India at NES Global Talent. Today, we're talking about digitalisation and the application of blockchain in the renewable energy industry. Joining me today is Enrique Valades. Enrique is a central tower construction manager at one of the largest solar park projects within the Middle East. So Enrique, thank you very much for joining us and welcome to the video. First of all, why is digitalisation so important in the construction industry?
Hello, Dan. Glad to be here today with you. For all nations, construction is one of the biggest industries in the world. So just to have an idea, it's 13% of the global GDP, and for sure for the next coming years will be one of the key drivers of the economy. However, on the other hand, the productivity of this sector is not so good and increased just only 1% in the last 20 years. So if you compare this with the 2.8 of the global economy increase or the 3.6% in manufacturing, the construction sector is way far from the good productivity, no? The productivity point of view. Therefore, digitalisation is one of is a need, and it will be part of the solution to boost the productivity. The use of drones, the use of artificial intelligence, virtual reality, augmented, mixed reality, BIM, the building information modeling, robotics, digital twins, and of course, blockchain will boost this productivity that we need.
So I think given the current circumstances that a lot of businesses are facing globally, efficiencies and cost effectiveness really is becoming a key part of everyone's thinking. So with that in mind, in general terms, what is blockchain and how does it work?
Well, blockchain is a type of distributed record book or ledger technology that was widely well known almost 10 years ago thanks to Bitcoin. A ledger technology is basically a simple database, but with specific properties. The first one, as I said, is distributed. That means that the database is scattered around multiple locations at the same time, but having one source, instead of having one sort of information, the information is shared in different locations at the same time. The second property is enables transactions between two parties. So we don't need a third party to create trust between us. For example, if you want to sell me a house, we don't need a lawyer. We don't need a judge to trust that this transaction is good. This technology is called peer-to-peer. So it's very easy to, it will be very safe. The third property is that holds nobody has overall control of the data. The information is always shared in a predefined and changeable and simultaneous way. And the last property is secure. So all the interactions are cryptographically secure and in an immutable way and in a different blocks. That's why it's called blockchain.
So you mentioned Bitcoin. Many people would have heard of Bitcoin and the various cryptocurrencies that are based on blockchain technology, but it's fair to say that blockchain has got other applications outside of currency. So can you elaborate on its other uses?
Yeah, sure. The potential of blockchain applications is huge. In fact, there is a lot of consultants and experts that they said that they will be revolutionized and will change the industries in the near future. But talking about what is going on right now, there is a lot of initiatives to apply blockchain in electronic voting, for example, for the governments, in smart contracts using the IoT, the Internet of Things, putting sensors in things like a concrete or a steel structure. You can track all these, for example, in the world of construction, as soon as you put a beam on site, you will be able, your client and the contractor will be able to have a transaction, monetary transaction, for example, no? As soon as you finish some work. project management applications, procurement applications, supply chains. For example, there is some companies that they are using blockchains for containers in the cargo ship. As I said, BIM, the building information modeling, smart assets management for the renewable energies, for example. So there is a lot of applications apart from Bitcoins.
Thanks for that. It really seems that blockchain has very varied and diverse applications. So can you just tell us a little bit about how these applications can be relevant to our industry, which is renewable energy?
Yeah, in the electricity market, blockchain is revolutionizing everything. So especially in the renewable energy. So this technology is an efficient way to allocate energy source to a specific point of consumption. Will help us to track and to certify that the energy that we produce is 100% coming from renewable energies. So the applications of blockchains in renewable energy can be a lot. For example, for metering and billing, for smart contract, as I said, it will be very easy to track all these communications because it's peer-to-peer. To give certificates, talking about the source of this energy, for grid management, for e-mobility. So it's a great future in the renewable energy for blockchain.
So that all sounds very exciting. Do you believe there's going to be a long lead time before these applications become a key part of the renewable energy industry in the Middle East?
Well, in fact, I think the lead time will be very short for different reasons. No? For example, here in Emirates, UAE wants to become one of the first blockchain governments. In fact, they launched in 2018 strategy called Emirates Blockchain Strategy for 2021. So they are investing on that very hard. Also, the Gulf countries are very rich in renewable energies. They have a lot of wind, solar, water, biomass resources. Also, the Gulf countries are one of the areas where the demand of energy is growing faster at a pace of around 8% per year, which is huge. And also, it is planned to have around 80 gigawatt of energy, renewable energy, across all the Gulf countries and North African countries in the next 20 years. So we have the conditions to have a quick implementation of blockchain.
So it really does sound like there are some quite significant technological advances right in front of us. But are we ready for this? I mean, what changes does the industry need to adopt in order to truly capitalize on the capabilities of blockchain?
Yeah, I would say mainly three important changes. The first one is the regulatory. The government needs to help on that. We need to create new rules and regulations for this new technology. For example, the government needs to help not only the larger scale projects, also the medium or small scale projects. For example, a rooftop, PV solar panel in a rooftop of your house, or solar heaters in your house, because as I said before, this is a peer-to-peer communication, so you can be consumer and producer at the same time, and you can certify the origin of your energy. So the government needs to help on that. The second big change must be is about transparency. So since we don't need a third party to trust on all these transactions, so this will be a game changer for the business model, because at the end we will get rid of a big part of the business, which is the third party. And the last one, I would say, is cultural. So all the companies and the employees need to understand that to boost all the potential of this technology, they have to embrace it. They cannot keep it apart, because it's a fact that will lead us a matter of.
And finally, how is this going to affect the job market? Will there be any specific skill sets that will benefit from the success of blockchain?
Yeah, for example, LinkedIn just identified the blockchain as is put in one of the most demanded hard skills in 2020, putting cloud computing in the second place. So this is it's a huge milestone for blockchain. Although if you are not expected to be an expert and you don't need to build a blockchain from scratch, there is some skills that you will need. You will need a bachelor degree in computer science or information security. Also some skills on cryptography or cloud computing will be needed. But since blockchain right now is becoming part of the industry's digital transformation and will be affect to all the sectors, so the need of skilled or unskilled jobs will be needed. So in fact, I really believe, in my opinion, that the need will be boosted instead of decreased for the technology, as it happened before with other industrial revolutions.
Thank you, Enrique, for your input. It's been really insightful. We've seen a great deal of growth in the renewable energy industry over the past years, both in the Middle East and around the world. Blockchain will continue to contribute to increasing the number of jobs available in renewable energy in a post-COVID-19 world, particularly to those with computer science and information security qualifications. As our industry progresses, the line between IT and renewable energy industry is going to blur, with more IT professionals taking the leap to support the development of the renewable energy industry. The question that we don't know the answer to is who's going to be the leader of this from a renewable energy perspective. Which companies out there are going to take the leap and invest in these technologies and really be the first to see the gains in terms of commercials and also technological advancements. If you're looking for more information on this, please go to our website, www.nesgt.com, for more insights, and also you'll get access to all our renewable energy positions around the world. Also, feel free to reach out and interact with me in the comments. We'd be more than happy to answer any questions related to these topics. Thank you very much for joining us today. We hope to see you in our next video. We're going to explore the opportunities presented by the exciting green hydrogen market in the Middle East.